Yo, what's up, everybody? Dubai Monster Cast on air. Finally, we started here, and let's start this with Elton, Elton Pinto Mota.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Thanks for having me. Thanks for
Thank
being.
you very much for coming. Really, I'm glad you're here.
Nah, you're welcome, man. You're more than welcome.
Let's open the book.
Let's get to it. Let's get to
Let's
it.
open the book
I'm
about
ready.
you. First of all, where are you from?
So I'm half Portuguese, half Angolan. My mom is Angolan. My dad is Portuguese. I grew up in Portugal until the age of 13. When I was 12, my dad passed away. So my family, due to financial reasons, we had to move to the UK. So we moved to Birmingham, stayed in Birmingham for... How long was I in Birmingham for? From the age of 13 until I was 27.
So 14.
Yeah, 14 years.
Okay, yeah.
And then I
Let's do
moved...
some maths. Bodybuilding, we
Yeah.
do maths as well.
Yeah, literally. We do a lot of maths.
Oh, well.
We actually do a lot of maths. But yeah, and then from there I moved to Essex, which is further down near London, and stayed there until last year. I've been in Dubai for a year. So yeah, it's a timeline, but I try to simplify as much as I can. Yeah.
So only 1 year here in Dubai.
Yeah, staying here like straight. Yeah, 1 year. 1 year.
Got it.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference that you see in terms of your prep doing here
Yeah.
in Dubai and doing in UK?
Oh, so many points, man. Like so many points of, first of all, the environment. The environment, for example, like the gym that I used to train in the UK, it was much smaller to begin with. I mean, it's difficult to compete with the size of Venus. So the gym was much smaller. The equipment wasn't the same. That's me touching at the very surface of things. The equipment wasn't the same. And within the gym, there was only maybe another 3 guys that compete and 2 girls that compete. So, and I've always felt like I was the biggest fish in that pond, you know, like, cause I was the only pro that was placing in pro shows, the only pro that was actually competing constantly. Everybody else, like, they were still turning pros. Some had turned pros, still finding their rhythm and their place and stuff like that. And then once you land in Dubai, it feels like, even though some people are not competing at pro level, but the way they approach their training, it's a pro level approach. So I just feel like just that environment alone, like, it pushes you, you know, subconsciously, you feel like you've been pushed. Yeah. So that's one thing I would say.
Got it.
Yeah. One of the things.
Do you feel the pressure of compete because this environment?
No.
No?
No. Because I would feel if I was the only one. Then I would feel the pressure because
Got it.
everyone is just looking at me like, okay, you're the pro and I compete, no? Well, because there's other competitors in the gym and yeah, and I feel like, because you're just, like I said, the way everyone approaches training and the importance of training, I don't feel, obviously you get someone that will ask, when are you going to compete, if you're planning to compete, but I wouldn't say pressure, not at all.
Well, if people ask me that I'm away from stage from almost 7 years,
Yeah.
I believe how many questions you got about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you were, when was your last competition? Was
2023. 2023.
Yes.
Yeah. April 2023 was the last time I competed.
Yeah. And you turned pro when?
Yeah. End of 2019. So coming to 6 years this year. Yeah, 6 years being a pro.
Got it.
And I've always competed every single year. Even when I turned pro, my first competition was 4 weeks after. I went and competed straight away. And then the year after, I competed again twice. And then the year after that, I actually came to Dubai, prepped here. Probably one of the best preps I've ever had, in terms of the focus and also the final result. And then after that, I competed again 4 times on that 1 year. The Arnold's Classic, qualified for the Olympia, and then another 2 shows, one in Portugal, one in Spain. And then 23 competed in April once, and then last year I didn't manage to compete. So this year, like I 110% competing. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Which one?
First show gonna be Dubai Pro, so it'll be at home soil.
Cool.
That's gonna be the first
To
show.
stamp the passport properly. Okay, now I'm arrived.
I'm a
here.
local now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
And beside bodybuilding, do you do anything else?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like bodybuilding is actually a small, I wouldn't say a small part because everything evolves around bodybuilding, but I'm not a very hardcore bodybuilder, I would say, you know? I wouldn't call myself hardcore.
Sorry, come again?
I'm not
Because I train the same gym as you.
Yeah.
I know the way you train. So
when I'm in the gym, I am. When
about-
I'm in the gym, I am. But I don't feel like for example, I switch off a lot. That's what I would say. Like I don't feel like I'm a bodybuilder. Oh yeah.
okay,
around.
got it,
Yeah.
got it.
Like obviously, I love competing. I think is the only area of my life that it tests me to the point that it's like I'm starting to get to know myself again. Because I feel like every prep is different. You got different challenges. You learn to get over certain issues. You fail here, you win there, and every time failing or actually succeeding, I feel you feel that you always come out with a lesson regardless, you know? I can say for one reason, I didn't give up this time doing something and I succeed. And then you fail on this one because when you examine, then you're like, oh, I failed because maybe I didn't put as much effort towards this one. So it's like you're always collecting data. That's what I say. But once I collect my data, I normally won't be going to the gym as often. I'll go enjoy a little bit. I go travel. I go party. I got great friends. I know how to do it really well. So, I try to do a bit of both. That's why I don't call myself like super hardcore because there are guys that I admire.
Now I understand what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. But when I'm in the gym, I am a bodybuilder, 100%. Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, yes. I plan my training. I plan my pre-workout according to the training session and how tired I am from the day before and so on. Like, yeah, I'm very meticulous.
Got it. And beside this, because actually the first time that I saw you,
yeah,
it was when they sponsored on Instagram.
Okay.
You're doing some modeling.
Oh yeah.
You do this often?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. A lot. Yeah. I model a lot. Yeah, I model a lot. Like it was actually modeling that got me into bodybuilding. Funny enough, because like I fell into modeling when I was around 19. It's a very funny story. I was looking for a part-time job because I was at college. For those who don't know, college in the UK is where you go once you turn 16, between 16 to 18, and then university. So I was at college and I was repeating 1 year. So I was 19, still at college, and I was looking for a part-time job. So at the time there was this website, I don't know if it still exists, called Gumtree. So I went on Gumtree looking for a job. So they were looking for people with no modeling experience to be extras for an advert in London. Applied for it, sent one picture, made my way there, got to the casting. They gave me a number, you sign, and you obviously all the sign when you go for the casting. And I remember waiting at the casting to find out what the result was, and I was never being called. Nobody was calling me, so I was thinking, did they forget about me?
This is terrible.
I know. Literally, I thought, my God, that's feeling. I spent my last change to get here, and they don't even give me feedback. No, but at the end, like when they called me and another guy, and they gave us contracts, and then I started modeling from there. But that didn't last long, because as I went through puberty, I just started getting wider. Anyways, So when you're doing fashion shows and even when you're doing e-com shoots, you need to fit a certain size. So when your waist is small, your legs is a European large, and your torso went from medium to large as well, it becomes difficult to design certain pieces, So my booker, Gemma Gervitz, still remember her. She told me, look, we're going to have to look for other avenues. And I heard of fitness modeling. I didn't even know. Yes, I heard of fitness modeling. Because I was living in Birmingham. I was training Temple Gym,
Mhm.
owned by Dorian Yates. And Dorian Yates' wife, Gal Yates, she's Brazilian and she spoke Portuguese,
Yeah.
you know? And I remember asking her for advice, and she was like, oh, there's a new thing called men's physique. Like, I think that would be a good path for you to get into modeling.
Again, which year was this?
Oh, this was, God, we're going to burn some brain cells here. I think 2015, 10 years now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 10 years, 10 years
The
ago.
beginning of the boom of men's physique.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's when like the names that start coming up. Ryan Terry was coming up. Rob Reaches, which he no longer competes, but also he was there. So that's when they were making a name. That's when I was entering as well. And the thing is, like, when this is where you see that I wasn't really a bodybuilder going into this, because I remember like my first prep, like, because I always used to prepare my before I got coach in 2019 when I turned pro. During my first show until then, I always used to prepare myself.
Wow.
I went learning with mistakes and stuff like that. So Dorian writes me a diet on a piece of paper, probably this big.
A Bible?
Like literally this big. And he wrote, in the morning, do 40 minutes cardio. First meal, oats and eggs. Second meal, chicken rice. Third meal, chicken rice. Fourth meal, tuna salad. And I can't remember what the last meal was. There was no weight. There's no these much grams. None of that. It was just a
Food
straightforward thing.
properly,
Literally.
like eat.
Literally. Just eat, do cardio, don't eat shit. Literally. Yeah, and I did that. And I done my first show. I won my first show, my first men's physique show. And then they told me like, oh, because you've won now, you have to do the finals. And I was like, oh my God, am I gonna have to do all this again? Like, yeah, so I didn't do the finals that year. The next year I went and competed again. I didn't do the finals either. I didn't do the finals, I think, for 3 years.
Why?
Because my
'Cause
heart
you
just
were
wasn't
there.
Yeah. What I wanted to do is go into fitness modeling. I didn't want to be competing all the time. Like, just get me to take the pictures. I don't want to have to be on stage all the time. Yeah, I didn't. Like, hence is why I've always used to prepare myself. Like, I only really got into bodybuilding when I got my first paid sponsorship.
Got it.
Yeah. And I got my first paid sponsorship, which was, funny enough, was more of a modeling contract for clothing brand. That was when I thought, okay, maybe I want to turn pro. Why? Because I was around pros then. Because the other guys were all pros.
And then it started the environment.
Exactly. So, like, you understand. Because even in Birmingham at the time, there was no pros. There was no pros in Birmingham. Apart from Dorian, like the gym that I was going to, there was no IFBB pros. If I'm not wrong, even today, I think maybe we have one IFBB pro in that gym besides me. So it's like the environment, like when you don't understand something, when you haven't got the information, it's like you can't see, you know? So it took me a while, but we're here now though.
So you can say that Dorian Yates was your first coach.
That's actually a good point. He probably doesn't even know that. I should tell him.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Should tell him. I mean, there was no check-ins, there was no following.
Not even the amount of food, actually. It was just the food.
No, literally. Just eat.
Yeah, well, maybe, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I never asked him things like that, but
Yeah.
maybe it was like her thing to do because he was actually open.
Yeah.
And so the only thing that he needed to do back in the day was to eat.
Yeah.
How much?
Don't know.
In that time,
Yeah.
there wasn't so much information about it. So maybe it was just the way that people was doing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something that just came to my mind since you just told me. Because I was also remember about this, the big containers that Ronnie Coleman was eating.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many grams?
Don't know.
He just needed to eat. So
Yeah.
most probably Dorian was doing the same. And
And
do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Do it now.
Yeah.
The thing is, no, I'm just a physique.
Yeah.
Come on. I don't need to
Yeah.
weigh like 140 kg on the stage.
I know. Couldn't even get there if I wanted to, but yeah, I got a point. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was.
And what's the difference now? How is your diet right now?
Well, I'm coming to the end of my first bulk. I've never bulked before, so this is all very new to me. This is why when I say I'm not very hardcore, like I actually just a lot of things that I'm doing now at this age, it's still new to me. Like I think like since I've been in Dubai now, is probably the most bodybuilding I've had around, and the most I've been a bodybuilder for without breaks. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Training has been consistent, food has been consistent. Like my girlfriend, she's a coach herself, so it makes my life a lot easier as well because she understands. She can
Exactly what you're
and as
doing.
you know, like in this bodybuilding as a sport itself, I'm not even going to say bodybuilding, but anything that you're trying to be the best, you will have to be selfish, because I think if you're trying to be better yourself in anything, if you're a painter, football player, basketball player, everything needs to evolve around it, you know.
Period.
And you need a partner that will understand, and that will make your life so much easier. That's like the first partner that I've had that understands bodybuilding probably better than me. To be fair, yeah. Let's hope she doesn't get a big head now. But yeah,
And it helps even like at home, you know, it's like late night conversation in a couple.
Yeah.
You can look, I just done this today. What you think? It's like share this information.
Yeah.
This what you got in experience, what she got in experience.
Yeah.
You just share this and try to find okay, you were doing this that I consider some mistake. What if you change this and that?
Yeah, because like I've been even my bulking phase, she's done all my nutrition, like until now.
She's
She's done all my nutrition. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Congrats, Kate.
Yeah. No, she's very good. She's really good. But yeah, like it's the first time I'm doing a bulk. I have a coach in mind that I'm gonna start with in March. I just haven't finalized saying answers that I need to be cleared, but I think that's the person I'm gonna go with. I will soon announce once I certain. And yeah, when I finish my bulk, then go into contest prep.
Tell me about your bulking.
A bulking right now we are 3,600 calories. Is it 3,600?
As a bulking?
Yeah, for me it is. It is. Just if you see how much I can't eat. Really can't eat to save my life. Like we pushed to 4,000, but we got there. We didn't stay there for too long because I was like, I can't do it.
Just
like,
pushing food down.
Just can't do it. I literally like I would. But the thing is, like, it doesn't even matter how early I would wake up. Just some 5 to 6 meals. It's a lot of food, man.
I believe from the third one, it starts to be struggling.
It is. When you go to the gym and you're still digesting, you know,
it's horrible.
And you finish training and now you gotta eat again. You're still digesting the third meal, which is probably your biggest meal because it's around your training, and your fourth meal is gonna look very much like the third meal. It's just the thought of it, like, yeah, it was difficult. I couldn't do. I'm not a person with a big appetite, like at all.
Now I understand why you always shred. I'm bulking. Where the six pack? Where's the bulking come from?
Still, trust me, this is like, even the other day I was complaining because I feel like this is the heaviest I've ever been. Like,
how much?
101 is the heaviest I've ever been. I've never been 101.
But you're tall.
You know?
You're tall. There's not much.
No, it's still a lot. For me, it is. I'm used to walking around 94, you know? When I get to like 95, 96, let me cut down food. let me train 2 muscles a day now. Yeah, so it's very new to me to be like this heavy. But I guess I need to improve some parts, so to make sacrifice.
Okay, if in your booking is 3,000. How many?
About 3,400, 600.
3,400. Okay. How much calories in your pre-contest in general?
That's gonna be interesting to look at. And now I'm gonna explain why I can't give you a specific number. So what would happen is, let's go back, and let's say I finish a show, I'll go away, go have fun, go party. I take a break from the gym. I take a break from diet. I go and party. And then what I used to do with my old coach is I would message him when I got really out of shape. And I'll say, listen,
Hey coach, I just messed up. Can you please
big
put me
time.
back on track?
Yeah. I mean, like, you're fucked up again, bro. Like, can we pick a show like for the next 12
problem
weeks?
is again in the
Yeah,
in the last.
that was every year. And I was like, let's pick a show for the next 12 weeks. So a lot of times we would rush the prep. So automatically, with the field is gonna start quite low, anyways. You know. So this is the first time I'm doing things properly. You know, so it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, let's see. Managed to qualify to the Olympia before, and I've been top 5 at the Arnold's. So hopefully, now that we have more structure and we've been more consistent, hopefully we'll bring a better package. Otherwise, I'm gonna go back to my old ways.
Well, the way that I see you training, you must make
Hope
it.
so. Thank you.
You must make it.
Thank you. Hope so. Hope so. Hope so. Yeah, I think this is the longest I've been focused. Like I haven't wanted it as much as I do now. Yeah, and once again, I think it's the environment.
Got it.
Yeah.
And are you still modeling?
Yeah, still. But the last 2 months, I haven't been modeling. I think the last shoot that we done was in the end of November. We done a winter campaign for Father and Sons. That was the last one. And for me, it was just perfect timing because obviously it was coming. One was festive seasons, and we didn't need to shoot many collections there because it was end of year. The collections were done. So most likely some of the winter stuff will fall into spring. And then from spring, we're probably going to start with shoots for everyone again, you know, because then that's when people normally like to launch collections between March and June. And then there'll be a small summer collection and then autumn and winter.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's been good timing because I don't like seeing. I like to dress up a lot, and this is the first time I feel like I can't.
Cool.
Nothing fits for the first time. It's a bit frustrating.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
I need to go to the mall, for example. Let's try to find some clothes because I have a important event to go.
Ooh, headache. Like headache.
We go against all my point of view, the main stuff.
Yeah.
That's like, because in general, we as men, we don't look around so much in the malls. For example, we know exactly which store we want to go. We go specifically there. I want this, and that. Halas, in 5 minutes, we're done. But once you're a bodybuilder, nothing fits.
Not like how we used to, no. Not like how we used to.
We either too tight, or oversized.
Yeah. There's nothing that. For example, like I'm very fortunate that the obviously Father and Sons, they do a lot of dressy clothes like shirts, trousers, t-shirts. They do everything pretty much, and they actually make clothes for people that work out. You know, the material is very stretchy and stuff like that. But remember that the last shoot was November. I'm not that size anymore. So everything in the wardrobe right now is pretty useless to me. I don't fit in it. Like when I tried, there's this. Let's say if there's an event or going for dinner, I have a certain fitting in my head. This is how I want to look. And then when I go to try, it just never happens. Never. It looks ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I look like a security now. You know?
Sure thing.
I look like security. I think when I go to places, I make the security feel safe.
Because most probably you were bigger than them
yeah.
in the biggest majority of the time.
Yeah, literally. It's funny. But we're coming into an end. There's a purpose of why we are where we are. So
Yeah,
we persevere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we have to pay the price.
100%. 100%. And I think it's the first time I'm paying the price. It's costing me a lot.
Literally paying the price, but all the meanings.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm feeling every single cent of that price. Yeah.
About pricing, once you came here
Yeah.
to Dubai, did you feel too much difference about this? Like
in
the
terms of cost of living?
not the cost of living, but I mean the cost of your prep.
Yeah.
Did increase a lot?
Yes. Food is expensive in Dubai. Food is expensive. Especially like, I'm not going to lie, like in the UK, because of inflation, it's gone very expensive as well.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, like I love fruits. That's one thing that I like on my diet. I look forward to it.
That's still a problem in Dubai.
Yeah, very expensive. Like fruit is very expensive. Carbs are not that much difference of price.
Mm-hmm.
Vegetables expensive. Proteins depends from where you get from, what quality you kind of chase. You end up being expensive as well. Yeah, I felt more expensive in terms of that. Yeah, in terms of food, but everything else not really. Like supplementations, I've always had sponsors for it.
So it didn't even feel.
No, not at all. Like I'm actually quite lucky that at the moment I am being sponsored by a clinic, Limitless 7. Like they take care of my bloods and deep tissues, everything, you name it. Anything they can possibly get from, let's say, a pharmacy and clinic, they sponsor me, which makes my life a lot easier in that aspect. But yeah, if the price of food in Dubai goes down, I won't be upset, put it that way. Yeah.
And about this clinic, the Limitless, what you do that you really consider like very important or the most important treatment for you as an athlete?
Yeah.
Something that you simply cannot avoid to do.
Blood work. 100%. Like so underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Like so underrated. Like I'm not gonna lie, I've been paying attention more to blood works the past 2 years. I've been paying much more attention to it. Before, I would do my bloods maybe every 6 months.
Got it.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, now that I'm more aware and I do it more frequently, like I feel like I have more control of my health.
How often?
Well, I've done in January. I've done it now in February. Probably gonna do it again. If not next month, but then the month after. Yeah, especially now that
not specifically once a month, but
let's say once every 6 weeks.
Got it.
Yeah, once every 6 weeks. Like especially now that I'm gonna start getting into contest prep, and we start using certain compounds. You want to make sure that your health markers are correct. You know, so that's one thing that I advise everyone and anyone. Even if you're not using any form of compounds, or even if you're not under any health medications that your doctor has prescribed, like just go do your blood work, because we don't understand how much like what we eat has such an impact on everything. You know, I know that like it's cliche, and obviously for many people that just want to hear like, tell me about steroids, tell me about peptides and so on. Like if you knew how much food plays like with your life, you would want to get your bloods done at least once every 6 months.
In every area.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Psychologically, physically, probably if you're gonna end up having heart issues, kidney, anything, mainly is your food, because that's the one thing that we consume every day,
Mhm.
you know, because we consume every day, like so much of anything that is bad will have a bad effect, you know. So it's good to do your bloods.
Plus water to filter all this food.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Especially right now, like I wouldn't even say right now, but I think in the last 20, 30 years, I would say, because my mom used to suffer from high cholesterol, you know, so I've always heard the word cholesterol, but I wasn't until I started becoming an adult, and then you start to understand how bad certain little things that you hear, like they can have a bad impact on you, you know?
You got this issue?
No, zero.
Zero.
Thank God, yeah. Zero. This is
And
the
on
best my blood has ever
all the
been.
other levels, kidney and liver,
Nothing.
nothing.
Thank God. Yeah. Like this is the healthiest I've ever been. And I think it's because I've probably been tracking, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
From my point of view, this is what actually make the biggest difference between an amateur and a pro.
Yeah.
Once you become a pro, you really need to take this very seriously.
Hmm.
Your health, especially because if you're unhealthy, it doesn't matter how much food you put inside, the hormones that you try to compensate,
Yeah.
those peptides to try to camouflage the issues that you got in your
Yeah.
joints, for example, your muscle tissue, things
Yeah.
like that. So what I see people is starting into the bodybuilding, looking at us in the gym, looking like you and the other guys who got already some media, some audience,
Yeah.
and try to get your shape and your level overnight.
Yeah.
And they really believe that like hormones are the solution for everything.
No.
And they simply don't think about the basic stuff.
No.
And you just mentioned what is the basic stuff? It's
Yeah.
food and water, like first of all.
100%. 100%.
And then the train.
Yeah. Yeah.
The training. But
Yeah.
if you eat a lot and don't train properly, you're gonna get fat anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
not using
No. Not using the
that
fuel.
fuel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but I'm really happy to hear this that you are in the best health.
Yeah, you know, it's the thing as well. Like because I got into bodybuilding like close to my mid-20s. You know what I mean? So even when I started learning about compounds, like it took me a while. Like I still competed natural, like my first few competitions. You know, I've done one in it used to be called UKBFF, and they used to do UKBFF nationals. Nationals, it was drug tested, you know. And at the time, I decided to do that one because I used to hear people in my gym making comments about me, you know, like saying
What comments?
oh, they would say that I was already using and stuff like that when I wasn't, you know, and I thought, okay, cool, let me do the nationals because I was winning regionals, you know, so I thought, let me do the nationals, and I did, and I placed top 3, and then they make you go pee in a cup, which is very awkward, by the way, because there's 2 people looking at you while you do it, you know. And after competition, when you're dehydrated, you're not looking your best while you're doing it. Okay, I'll let you imagine it for yourself. Use your imagination. But yeah, so you pee on the cup, and then you get tested, and if you fail the test, they take take the title away from you, and they ban you. And yeah, I done the test, I passed the test. And then when
after you won this national competition,
no, I didn't win. I came top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah.
Okay. But after this,
yeah,
since the people were commenting badly about you, have you get back to the gym screaming out loud for I got Angolan blood?
You know, it's the funny thing, like
no. Look at me, I got black people here. Check it out.
No, you know, the thing is like
because I know, no, really, because like if I go like this, white as hell, naturally, if I just read, I'm gonna look like nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, well, we can see I got a lot of African friends, for example, they just come from, Solar, I'm about to start some steroids. The guy's already double sized as me. It's like,
yeah,
you want to start what?
yeah, yeah. They already
I
look
said,
massive.
"Man, come on, no, please. I don't want to be your friend. Don't
Yeah.
be close to me."
Yeah, genetically, I'm not gonna lie. Genetically, I was very, very
Crazy.
gifted. One of my sisters, one of my older sisters, Lydia,
Mm.
she's never really picked up any weights until probably the last 3 years, and she doesn't really know how to train, not properly. She
Mm.
goes to the gym, she tries now. They go to little classes and stuff like that. But if you see her like from really young, she always had shoulder caps, you know, triceps, vascular,
Damn.
but she never trained. She never trained,
What should I? McDonald's,
Lit-
shake.
literally. Eats like 2 times a day and a snack, sleeps when you
Living the
sleep,
better
like,
life.
literally insane. Genetics do play a massive role. Obviously, that when you start using stuff,
You need
then
to
you
combine.
obviously enhance stuff.
Yeah.
And let's not lie, like bodybuilding, like most sports, I think any sport, you need the genetic for the sport. If you below 6 foot, you don't even look at NBA. It's not gonna work.
Of course.
The same thing for the.
I tried.
Did
I'm
you?
a 174.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm never gonna make a basketball
No.
player.
No.
And then I gave up. I said, no, let's stay in the gym.
Yeah,
Because the guys are kind of the same height.
it's a good choice.
Yeah,
Good
sure.
It's a good choice. But then again, the same thing. Like I don't know the name of the sport where they race on top of horses. I don't know the name in English, but anyways, let's call it horse races. You can't be too tall. You understand? So depending on the height,
Neither heavy.
exactly. There you go. So like each sports, like the genetics does play a massive role. But going back to when I competed as natural, I learned very quickly. Don't do anything to try prove others, because it's just like I came top 3 and I didn't feel good. Even though like I didn't even care when the results was gonna come. The people that used to doubt me once I competed, nobody actually came and asked me, let me see the result. Nobody cared. So from that point, like I started focusing more on myself. And but I decided I wanted to be a pro, probably. I think it was actually the same year that I competed as the last competition as natural. That was actually my last one.
Got it.
Yeah. Then after that, I decided to start using.
This is actually a very good point.
Mm.
The specific point when you, as athlete, decide to get pro.
Yeah.
This is different.
Mhm.
You change your mentality.
Yeah.
You change the way you go to the gym.
Mhm.
You change your routine.
Yeah.
You need to prepare yourself to be pro.
Yeah.
So from these very moments, you understand that it's no longer a joke.
Yeah.
It's no longer a hobby.
Yeah.
And from that moment, you have to take seriously all the path that's coming on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is not just something that happened.
Yeah.
You need to take the decision.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. But like I've been very lucky, man. That's the way I felt. Because when I speak to other people and they tell me about their journey, like I wish I could say I was this super dedicated guy. That I was dreaming of certain things, but I wasn't. Like I took things as they came, as they came to me. The year that I decided that I wanted to turn pro, I was still doing my own preps, using the minimum of any answers, PEDs, because I didn't know how to use them.
Were you scared when you started?
Yeah, of course you're always scared. You're always scared when you go into the dark side.
Well, what were you scared of?
I'm scared of the things I don't know.
Got it.
You understand?
Got it. It's not a specific thing. It's just because you in that time you didn't have
No,
that knowledge.
Well,
properly.
like I don't think any, and like I just didn't. Yeah, I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the knowledge, like for example, like I find people these days are so brave. Like you see like teenagers going to the gym, and it's like they get steroids with their membership. It's like they come together, you know?
I believe they first get the steroids nowadays, and then they
Yeah,
go to the
the
gym
gym.
to do some
Yeah.
membership.
Which is crazy, like crazy.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's
And
because
this is scary.
yeah, very scary, very very scary. That's taking a shot in the dark, literally. Like, and I feel like because my mom had health issues. My mom had a stroke when I was 7. So I spent a lot of time going to the hospital as a little kid and being there with my mom.
Mhm.
So I've always been very careful with my health, you know? Like I
To
would
avoid to face the same situation
100%,
or anything
100%.
similar.
So like I wasn't gonna touch anything that I didn't know enough about, you know? And maybe that's why like the first 2 competitions when the IFBB moved to the UK, I won my classes, but I never won the overall because I was prepping myself. I was losing to my old coach's client. So then me and him, we got talking, and then he said, okay, let's prep for 12 weeks and try get you a pro card in Romania. And then when we got to the week 8, that was the first time that I actually used compounds properly because I didn't understand anything, you know? Because even when I used to speak to him before, like just as a friend to see how he could help me, and I used to tell him, oh, this is what I'm taking. And he'd be like, what? Is that all you're taking? Like, you're mad. Like, you can eat more. You can do this more if you do this, if you do that. Because I didn't know, you know? So I was always thinking, like, let me use the minimum of everything and see where that gets me, you know? Yeah. And yeah, so we start prepping, and 8 weeks there was a show in London, Olympia Amateur in London, 2019, and he had some clients competing then, and he wanted to see me beginning of that week because he was there already, just to see where we were, because we had like 5 weeks then, 4 weeks to Romania show. So he saw me beginning of that week, and he said to me, you know what, I think you can compete this week. Like, let's compete this week. So we done our first peak week then. I went to compete. Most relaxed I've ever been. Like, I've never been a person. My personality, I don't stress over many things. You know, I'm very, very relaxed. I'm approaching anything anyways. So I went to competed, won my class, won the overall, turned pro, with that 8 weeks of prep. And then 4 weeks after, we done the first pro show, you know? But that's when I start understanding, like, okay, like genetics is a very good thing, you know? And once you also have the knowledge to go with it, then there's a lot they can do. Yeah, but knowledge is very important. Like, I wouldn't advise anyone to do anything that they don't know, you know?
Would you ever coach yourself again? What is your idea about it?
I think I could. But I feel like having someone to stay accountable to would motivate me more, because then it's not just about me.
Got it.
Yeah, that's how I would say.
As this because before bodybuilding, I'm from theater.
Okay.
So I was always very fan of having a director
Yeah.
to check what is going on stage.
Yeah.
And for me, this is very much what happened into bodybuilding, because sometimes, first of all, bodybuilding is a mind game.
Yeah.
And sometimes we mess up with our own minds, and sometimes you're simply not in the mood. You can be in your best shape of your life.
Yeah.
You look in the mirror and no, I look like shit today.
100%.
I don't want to even wear some tank top.
No.
No, I want to go oversized. I'll go to the gym with trousers. I don't want to anyone to look at me this way.
Yeah.
In the other hand, sometimes you are in the very good mood.
Yeah.
You are not in the best shape, but then you're just feeling like you are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I believe this is the main point of having a coach, external side.
Yeah.
that need to point and like very rationally check your strong points, your weak points. For no, you are good on this, and that, and you
Yeah.
are bad on this and that. So let's work on this. These muscles, let's just keep activating them, but
Yeah.
don't train them so much because otherwise you're gonna mess up with your symmetry.
Yeah.
So I put the theater and the bodybuilding together on this way.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking about self coach
Yeah.
or having an external coach.
Yeah. I need an external coach. I need an external coach. And it's like that is you said it right. Like you need sometimes you need another pair of eyes, not just yours. You can't just rely on yours. And I feel like you can't rely on your pair of eyes. You can't rely on your friends. You can't rely on your partner. You can't rely. Your grandma's gonna say you look great every time.
Yes, in your
You
case,
know?
you got your girlfriend. She's
Yeah.
she's first of all, she's an athlete
Yeah.
and a coach as well.
Yeah.
But you have a good and bad point that she loves you.
That's the problem.
So sometimes, oh baby, you were amazing today.
Yeah.
But
But one thing with that, like she's quite savage, man. She's
Oh, really?
yeah. She's
let's
quite
keep
savage.
let's keep quiet. It is
Yeah.
okay.
Sometimes I don't want to hear anything, but she still comes and says something like, oh, okay, great, yeah. I'm a great at the gym now, you know? Yeah, yeah. But like I need to naturally I'm not a selfish person by trade. Like I come from a big family. Like we are 10 siblings,
Mhm.
same mom, same dad.
Hold on. 10 siblings?
Yeah.
Oh
10.
gosh.
Yeah, 10 siblings.
Okay.
Same mom, same dad. Like I'm the youngest in my family. All my brothers and sisters are older. 6 boys, 4 girls. That's how many we are.
Blessed parents.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very fertile.
So you're the baby boy.
I think I am.
Oh, so cute.
Don't treat me like a baby. I'll take that anytime. Thank you. But yeah, so I'm not a very selfish person, you know? And I feel like because I'm so grateful for everything that I have and that I am. Sometimes like I need to do something for somebody else. My reason needs to be bigger than me, you know? Always has to be bigger than me. Because if I'm just doing for myself, then even when I achieve, there's no joy to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's might not be the best example, but it's like you wanted to buy a mansion and now you got the mansion, it's just you. It's just a lot of space, isn't it?
I completely understand what you mean.
There's no value. Like people
Yes.
around you will give the value to it.
Yeah.
So if you do, because you know someone's gonna be proud at the end of it, and if I look bad, then we all gonna look bad. Then I think you focus more, and because there's because the reward is not the trophy now, but the reward is the people around you. You know. So yeah.
From my point of view, this is the greatest prize, actually.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's one thing that like I say like my next coach, I want to make sure that he knows it wasn't a mistake to want to work with me. You know, that's how I will think. That's how I will approach my training, my diet, everything around it. Like, and the same for my training partner that trains with me every day, that is there pushing me every day. Like, I want to make sure that it wasn't a mistake for him to think that way as well. You know, the days that you don't want to train, he doesn't want to train as well. Then he shows up, but we still get it done.
Yeah.
That energy, it wasn't a mistake. You know, my partner, my girlfriend, cooking all this food, prepping all this food every day, weighing all my food and stuff like that. It wasn't a mistake. You know,
she's cooking for you.
Yeah, she does everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lottery win.
Yeah. Told you it's a lot easier now.
Sure. Forget about the meal prep companies.
Literally. Don't even want it, to be fair. Like even if it was given to me. Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
like it needs to be bigger than just myself. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
What is still missing for you to take the decision if you go to this coach or not?
I need to feel. I need to speak like the same questions that I will ask, and I'm not even asking because I want to hear an answer. I want to know how you answer. Like, do you sound passionate when you're answering my question? Where do you see, do you believe in me? You know, and
And if
are you just rushing with the answer and everything? You know,
yeah, if
Yeah.
you're just gonna be another client, or if he will really take care of you.
Yeah, that you care. I think it's very difficult to find like a coach that cares about your success as an athlete as much as you or even more than you.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you have a
totally.
coach that cares more than you, which I believe this coach probably does, then yeah, it's a walk in the park. It's very easy.
Got
Yeah.
him.
That's what I would say.
That's the main point actually of the coaching actually,
Yeah.
because I see a lot of difference of approach the bodybuilding coaches
Mhm.
and other sports coaches. For example, team sports,
Yeah.
like soccer, football, basketball. The coach wants to win
Yeah.
at all costs.
100%.
They're gonna put those athletes in different form, different strategies to win.
Yeah.
They gonna win, and this coach is actually vibing,
Yeah.
and they want to
Yeah.
win, the team to win. I see many coaches, even professional ones, Olympian levels, just like that's just another athletes.
Yeah.
Actually, not. It's like we as athlete, when we hire a coach, we want this coach actually to proper coach us in
Yeah.
all the way, all the path. Especially during the competition, there's the critical moment
Yeah.
that we are no food, no water, like no life.
Yeah. Literally. For probably last
Like
4 weeks.
fighting for your life to
Yeah.
be able to go to the stage.
Yeah.
I saw during these years on the backstage, I saw many athletes by their own on backstage. Sometimes they got their partners
Yeah.
beside them, but the coach sleeping
Yeah.
somewhere in the world.
Yeah. Like two things. I would say like one, like if I also understand let's say if your coach is in Japan and there's a competition in Japan with more athletes there and you're competing on the same weekend, then I understand that.
It's
Obviously, there'll be
understandable, yeah.
of course, it's
Yeah.
understandable. But if your coach has the possibility to be there and is just chilling, then maybe you should think about what kind of
Another
coach you.
possibility.
Yeah, then you definitely should. But you need that. The thing is like bodybuilding is very psychological, you know, even though it doesn't look like it, but it's a very psychological game. Just like when you use the example of you waking up and you feel that you look shit and then you want to hide yourself from the world now. Just want to get in and get out, you know? You probably don't want to talk to anyone, don't want nobody to ask you questions that you don't want to answer, you know, because you don't feel great that day.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are on prep, the question that you get asked the most is, how do you feel? How are you? How are you feeling now? At a certain point, that question becomes annoying, you know?
Yes.
Like you asked me that 3 days ago. Like
The honesty comes here, then you swallow.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep polite.
yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Can you politely get the fuck out of here?
Yeah. I only got 45 minutes left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to start saying stuff like that. It's like you're doing clockwork now, you know? Yeah. So I think, like I say, very much psychological in many ways. Like, for example, like I think if you have an athlete and you can see that the athlete is starting to, based on check-ins, you can tell that there's something missing. Maybe instead of just telling him to go and do more cardio, maybe ask him if there's something else going on that you're not putting on paper, you know? You never know. Like there might be demotivating for some reasons. Why are they demotivating? You know, so you need to have these conversations with your athletes as well. Because one, that will show that you care, and two, maybe you get to the actual issue and you might not even need to make any changes, you know? Because
Personal wise, you mean?
Yeah, personal wise. Because I think you need to know how to motivate your athletes. You see it in football, you see the manager will be in the changing room shouting at everyone, you know,
Mhm.
calling everyone on their bullshit and stuff like that, you know. And if you are an outsider looking at it, you think, God, such a horrible man,
Yes.
you know, so angry. Why? Like they're gonna have to go play now. But that's because he knows how to press send buttons to push the trigger
Yeah.
out of send players, send athletes.
Mhm.
And I think with bodybuilding is very close to that. Sometimes you might have to even create scenarios in your client's head just to give him an edge, just to push him a little bit more, you know?
Mhm.
This guy is slacking now, he's starting to get tired. Let me get in his head a little bit more, you know? Let me remind him that he looked shit last time. You don't look that great. Like, oh, you slowing down now? Oh yeah, okay, we see what the result is gonna be then. You have to find how to manipulate the mind, you know? But if your coach is just, you know, our coach, like, I feel like my condition is not coming. Let me look at you. Oh yeah, in fact, maybe no. Maybe let's look at another competition in 2 weeks. You don't want that guy.
Mhm.
You don't want that guy. You want someone to be like, no, let's put the foot on the gas now. You know, let's eat a little bit less. Let's increase cardio. Let's add sauna. Let's do this. Let's do that. Not someone that when you see an easy way out, he walks you to that way out. You know.
Always visualizing the success
Yeah. Yeah.
of the team, actually,
100%.
because of course the athlete is in the spotlight,
Yeah.
but the coach wins as well.
100%. 100%. The difference why some coaches are busier than others is because of the results.
Mm-hmm.
So who's bringing those results? Is the athlete. So how much you put into it is how much you're gonna get back. And it shows. You see people that the seasons that someone, especially nowadays because of marketing, if you market yourself well, you can get an influx of clients, you can get a lot of people. But then you see how many of them are staying and how many are leaving, you know? I think at the end, like results will always show. So you have to treat every client like with a representation of yourself. Because when you do that, then the clients stay, they have better results. Who's coaching this person? Oh, it's you. So your name will always come up, you know? And I think that's how you become prestige.
Got it.
Yeah.
And how about your mind?
Yeah.
Do you fight so much with your mind? You are fine. You ever face some mental issues or something like that? Some critical moment?
No, like I think along the years, like I've learned to have certain conversations with myself. And I think life teaches you as well, like when okay, I'm tired because I've been doing 1 hour cardio every day and my calories is just below 2000 now. We're really pushing. My body is aching. There's no deep tissue that is helping me. I've just finished eating, but I'm still starving, you know? Like I'm tired of being tired to get up to go toilet, to go use the toilet because I've been drinking so much water now.
Aching all over.
You know, all these things like together, it can become a mental challenge. But in the end of the day, like there are things worse than that, you know? Like there are things like way worse than that, you know, like you're doing this because you chose to do,
Exactly.
you know, like you chose to do this every
That's the
time.
first point.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever been
No.
invited to be a bodybuilder.
No, nobody called me. Nobody took me to the gym. No, none of it. You done it all yourself. You know, you signed up for this
Exactly.
yourself. So you got to remind yourself because sometimes like we don't know how to channel that out. And sometimes you might come across bad, you know, like someone that is excited to see you at the gym, he might communicate out of excitement with you and you might have a negative response, but you need to remind yourself this person is not in your shoes. They don't know what you're feeling. And once again, you chose to do this. You know, so there's things that like I feel like they're a lot worse. Like I don't complain about many things, to be honest with you.
How does your personal life interferes with your bodybuilding?
When it's family involved, but if there's a illness in the family, if somebody passes away, which has happened quite a few times with me. Like obviously my dad passed away when I was 12. My mom passed away during COVID. My brother Edgar passed away in August. That just went past. Like that's the only things that I struggle to switch off, literally. And once again, it's because I feel like I'm not a selfish person myself. You know, like if anything, like my brother that passed away, he had a brain tumor. So he was fighting that for a while. So every time he dipped, because that's how cancer is, there's dips. Like every time he dipped, I felt guilty because I was being selfish doing what I wanted to do. Even though I know as being the youngest brother as well, he would always tell me that I need to do what I need to do, you know? But the human in me will be like, fuck man, like he's in hospital, he's been there like for 2 weeks. And I'm here going to the gym, going to do these photo shoots. I'm here socializing, having a laugh with these people and all of that. And he always be on my mind, you know? That's the only time that personal life interferes with me. When my mom passed away in 2021, it was the time that I hit all-time low because I was super attached to my mom. My aunties used to call me my mom's Gucci bag because she used to carry me everywhere, you know, from very little. Yeah. Like I can speak about it now out of a place of love, where before I used to speak out of a place of pain, you know. But yeah, I was very lucky to have had the mom that I had. Like very, very, very lucky. My mom was like a old library, I would say. Got so much knowledge out of that woman. It was crazy. But yeah, so when I lost her, I felt like I lost purpose. I felt lost identity, and I didn't want anything to do with anything in general. Like
Do you remember how long did it take for you like to
bounce back.
yes, for you to put
Um,
yourself together, put things. I don't know if it is possible because in my case, I still fight against this
yeah.
subject. But how long does it take to take more like rationally? It's kind of like okay, it was like God's plan. It was just like
Mm.
part of life.
To make it make
I'm
sense.
gonna move on.
Yeah. You don't actually, I don't think it's this other thing is something that you can ever make full sense of it.
Mm-hmm.
You can never make full sense because I feel like we come into this world and we are taught and demanded to love. You see the word love everywhere, like we see on the studio as well. Everyone wants to you want your kids to love you, want your friends to love you, you want people to love you. You want to love people, you want to feel loved, but nobody teaches you the opposite of love.
Yep.
You know?
Period.
Yeah, nobody teaches you. And this is why like some people deal with heartbreaks better than others do. The deeper you are in love, the harder the heartbreak is. And I think like our first loves as men, it's our mothers.
Sure.
Right? They are like our source of love. If you see a kid that is loved a lot by their mom, he has a lot of love to give to the world, right? But that kid that hardly gets any love, then he hasn't got any love to give. You know, so like your mom is your source of love. That's your mom. So, and my mom was definitely my source of love, 100%. And yeah, so losing that, the first few months I was very angry. I was really mad at the world. I isolated myself. I didn't want nothing to do with the gym, but it took me like a good 3 months, like 4 months to start making a slight change, you know? Start thinking, you know, my sisters were obviously on my case, like telling me I need to get back up. I can't be down like this. Mom wouldn't like that, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I'm trying to see it that way. And I'm trying to think of, okay, let me get back to what I love doing. And then obviously got ready for competition then. And it was the first time I placed top 3 in a pro show. It was a show in Portugal. But there's always that space that is always going to be empty, you know? Like it's just that part of the show that is never going to be, you will never be able to replace, put it that way. But at the same time, like I see my siblings that have kids, that have families, they dealt with it a lot better than I did, you know, because they have their own kids, you know, so they became the source of love for their children. So they have to be that way, you know, and because it's just me and everything I used to do was for her approval, then once that was gone, I was just think, so why do I do anything now? What's the point, you know? Yeah. But it took some time, and like obviously even until now, there's times her birthday was a few days ago on the 9th of Feb. And obviously those dates remind you Mother's Day, Christmas, Women's Day when it comes next month. But I can say that like I see from a place of love now than instead of a place of pain. Yeah. But it will, for anyone that have lost a parent or that is going to lose a parent, like all I say is that it will come, which sucks. It will come, but remember that this is how the world, as this cycle of life is, you know,
As hard as
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
but
it's the cycle of life. Because
Yes.
believe me, it's much better for you to lose a parent than for a parent to lose you, because that's not how the cycle of life is meant to be.
Yeah.
You know, so when you have keep those things in mind, I think you understand, okay, fine, this is just how things are meant to be. Yeah.
So thank you very much for
Good.
coming.
Thank you. Thanks,
Guys,
for having
this
me.
was Elton Pinto Mota. Thank you very much for watching us. Please subscribe here to the channel, share all these videos with your friends. We got a lot of information from Elton.
Yeah.
And thank you very much, my friend.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.